This is all about the Igbo Bible story, which goes back to 1906 to 1913 when it was translated from English Bible to Igbo language. The pioneer was Bishop Ajayi Crowther. They made him in charge of Church on the Niger. And he was interested in making sure that people read the Bible in their local language. So the first thing he did was to translate the Bible from English to Yoruba language. Ajayi Crowther prepared like a small dictionary, they call it primer, just English, Igbo words, because before then, there was nothing like written Igbo, just spoken Igbo and various dialects. So John Christopher Taylor and Simon Thomas were able to make some translations from English to Igbo. But it was like a literal translation because, they didn't really have good command of the English language.
Looking around is almost like an art gallery that we've come to witness tonight. Quite honestly, one thing that stands out is the sheer beauty of the human spirit, captured by the various processes that these translations are going through. We're gathered here today to acknowledge the work of these forerunners, as we can call them, and admire what they've been able to do. People have decided it is important to have a museum that would keep the stories alive.
I invite you to join us as we give this history a befitting home.
This is a very special moment for us.
I don't think this is just going to be a building for sightseeing. I think it's going to go beyond that. For those of us who are interested in winning souls, those who are interested in propagating the gospel, should see some interest in this building, in this museum. It is actually a legacy for the kingdom.
Word for God. The Boni people call it Siboke. That's the name for God. Onitsha people called it Supu. But before then there was Arochukwu, so they rejected Supu for the name of God. And then of course around that Abia they used to call Sukutu, meaning Uzo Suku, meaning devil's house, because of Arochukwu they rejected it. So what they decided, they changed the sound of the Boni people, the TSI, the C became C. Later on they adopted Sineke, which is a combination of the Boni Igbo, the Onitsha Igbo, and the Isiama. So later on they now chose Chineke.
The emphasis on trying to even understand this language and also trying to build Christianity in Igbo, I think is something commendable.
We need to make this a foundation for Christian re-evangelism in Nigeria. Because if the church does not rise up, very soon the world will cease to exist.
This project is going to do very well, especially as protecting the Igbo legacy. And I think you mentioned something about when you were talking, you mentioned about preserving our values. That is so critical.
So they were using, the literal translations. John Thomas Dennis came on board. He too came from the UK, and his first spot was in Furabe College. And then they now sent him to come and help the work that was going on Church on the Niger. When he came, the first thing he did was to polish the works of those two men. And it was like Onitsha Igbo. So for a long time they were working between Onitsha and Asaba. And the people were reading the Bible and all that. But when they tried to go into the hinterland, the people could not understand Onitsha language. So it was a problem. So while he was struggling with that, one district commissioner told him that around Owerri, that was in his own words, that Owerri is pure Igbo. That's what he said. But he said he didn't really believe that they were, fond of making some claims that were not true. So he sent these two men, T.D. Anyebulam and Chukuma Onyabo. They were the chairman working with him on the translation. So he now sent them into the hinterland, and they came to our area to survey a suitable place where the work could be done. And that was how they came to Ebu.
My history with the Igbo Bible is it's the first Bible I read. As a child, when I was 6 years old, I read Ephesians in the church. Yes, and so when I heard that there was an Igbo Bible thing going on, I was like, oh wow. I still remember at 6 years old.
Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Because we want to always remain rooted in that which you have situated us, in our land, in our culture, our language. And in all of this, dear Lord, we have come to say thank you.
So to all of you, I want to thank you again on behalf of fellow trustees, able people, for lending your voice, your presence, and your belief to this noble endeavor. Your participation signals that there remains a hunger for truth.
This project can actually bring back our values through leadership programs for youths and for even some men, women that are not yet there. I'm in support of this project, and I'm sure that I can work with a lot of our women to support this project.
I am also a supporter of this project.
I am a supporter of this project.
We support this program.
Great supporter.
We're both supporting this project.
I'm a supporter.
I'm totally in support of this.
And I'm in full support of it in whatever way I can, support.
Thank you very much for all that you've expressed in the commitment that you have to the project. Your forms will be collected, but please let us be true to that commitment we've made to support the project in its entirety. For me, the big takeaway is the commitment of the heart to the significance of the project and what we hope to achieve.
Thank you very much, everybody, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you.